Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a little chat about Deutsche Grammophon's Alban Berg collection. Now, I just did a Dave's Fave, where one of the pieces I talked about was Berg's Lulu, the Pierre Boulez recording, which is in this box, just so you know. And one of you mentioned that this is still around, and it's very good, and it is. And so I thought I would haul it out and just let you know what's in there, because it gives you everything you need to have by Berg, with a couple of exceptions. And they're rather small exceptions, which we'll get to anon. It has, 8 CDs. That's it. You know, when you think about it, that's about as much as Berg wrote. He was a very careful worker, and he didn't live to be that old. I mean, he was only in his, early 50s or so when he died? 40s, 50s? It was 1885 to 1935. Okay, so that's exactly 50. It's funny, he was Mahler's age when he died, and he wrote quite a bit less. But he was we know, one of the great composers of the 20th century, an amazing artist. And let's just talk about what's on these eight wonderful discs. So first, let's go to disc 1. You get the 3 pieces for orchestra, Opus 6, the 3 pieces from the Lyric Suite, the version for string orchestra, and the Violin Concerto. So these are with, the 2 first pieces there, the 3 pieces for orchestra and the Lyric Suite things, are with the Vienna Philharmonic and Claudio Abbado, and they are remakes. Claudio Abbado did some of this stuff with the London Symphony, and his Vienna performances are considerably better. They really are, because the London ones were very pretty, these London performances, but they weren't, there's more guts and passion in the music than he allowed to escape. And here it escapes, so that's really good. And the Violin Concerto with Anna-Sophie Mutter and the Chicago Symphony and James Levine. It's a first-class performance, it really is. I would have preferred the Perlman with Ozawa. I think that one's better, but, you're talking apples and oranges. She plays it wonderfully, and Levine is a fantastic accompanist. So, in Chicago, and it's great. So there's nothing not to like. Disc 2 is the Chamber Concerto. That's with Barenboim, Zuckerman, and the Ensemble Intercontemporain under Pierre Boulez. So you know it's going to be good, and it is. The Piano Sonata with Daniel Barenboim, which is fine. The 4 pieces for clarinet and piano with Sabine Meyer and Oleg Meisenberg. And the Adagio from the Chamber Concerto, transcribed for violin, clarinet, and piano with Gideon Kramer, Sabine Meyer, and Oleg Meisenberg. And this stuff was licensed from EMI. Isn't that interesting? And then we've got the Wine, Women, and Song, the Johann Strauss transcription with the Boston Symphony Chamber Players, which we talked about that stuff too, in the Boston Symphony Chamber Players disc, and also in the Linos Ensemble thing on Capriccio, where they do all of that music that Schoenberg, Berg, and Webern wrote for the Society for, Artistic Performance, or Public Society of whatever it was, where they miniaturized everything to perform in their smaller group. So that was wonderful. And then we've got the Lyric Suite for String Quartet, the whole big 6-movement version, the original version, and the String Quartet Opus 3. Those are both with the La Salle Quartet, and quite well done. Then we have 7 early songs, the version with piano with Anna-Sophie von Otter and Bengt Forsberg. And then we've got Margaret Marshall and Jeffrey Parsons doing 3 other songs. Then we've got 4 Lieder with Fischer Dieskau and Aribert Riemann at the piano. And he's a heavy-duty Schlager at the piano. And then the 7 early songs in the orchestral version with Anna-Sophie von Otter and Abbado and the Vienna Phil. The Altenburg Lieder with Juliana Bonse and the Vienna Philharmonic and Claudio Abbado. The Altenburg Lieder are so much fun. Oh my goodness. The poems are totally meaningless, and the music is wispy and fluffy and breathing the air of another planet or something like that. I don't know. And then we have Der Wein with Anna-Sophie von Otter and Abbado, the major concert aria piece thing, and the complete Lulu Suite with Juliana Bonse and the Wiener Philharmoniker and Claudio Abbado. So that's really good. The only thing that's missing from this stuff is the dry Bruchstücke, the 3 excerpts from Wozzeck. But, you've got Wozzeck on here, so what difference does it make? And then we have Lulu, as I mentioned, with Pierre Boulez, which is quite fabulous. And then Wozzeck, which, of course, is the Abbado recording as well, which is great, with Franz Grundheber and Philip Langridge and Walter Refiner and some, who's what's her name here? Oh, Hildegard Behrens, yes, Marie, woo, baby. really hot stuff. It's a very, very good Wozzeck as well. So there you have it. That is the entire, it was really easy to get through, thank God, because it's only 8 discs, and we've talked about some of it. You've got the Berg edition, on the Berg collection, as opposed to the edition. The collection, an edition, it's a box, it's a stuff, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Berg, and it's really, really good. There isn't a dud in here. Really, there isn't. People may have their personal preferences, for one bit over another or something like that, but the fact of the matter is, it's available and it's inexpensive and you really can't do better. So if you want to make your life easy and you're curious about Berg and you are committed to actually listening to what made him so special and what kind of a composer he was, then you owe it to yourself to get this. You're not going to get the librettos of the operas, but you can find those easily enough. And you do get synopses and all of that stuff. So it's rather nicely annotated. But for the vocal things, if you want the words, you'll have to go elsewhere. But these days, who cares? Everything that's getting downloaded and whatever, you don't get that stuff anyway. You have to find it. And it's not very hard. I mean, it's a pain in the ass, but it's not very hard. Get this if you want your Berg in a box. It's a good way to get it. So keep on listening, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.